Hey everyone, this is Don at Unveil Digital Web Strategies. Today I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily add a blog article to your website. So this is one of our clients, SurtechGels.com, amazing company, great website that we have built for them here. And I'm just going to run you through real quick, universal to any of our websites, how you would add a blog article to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here over Dashboard and I'm just going to click here. Everything is always a left click. And you're going to get the dashboard. And what I'm going to do is scroll down and you should find a block somewhere towards the bottom here that would say Pro Blog. And we're going to choose Add Edit. So we're going to get this screen that comes up, and this is where we're going to put the content into our website. So what I would do is I normally start down here in the blog content first. It's just a little bit easier to create it, and you can paste some things around. So we're just going to put in here real quick what the blog title is. So welcome to our blog. And I would generally put the name in of the person that did it. And this would be good for Google authorship. If those of you out there use Google authorship and happen to publish on other platforms, then it'll know who the author of that article is. So by Don Purdom. And now I would just start typing in what I wanted to say. Let's see here. You will. Let's see. Product. Okay, ... Okay. So when you start putting it in, sometimes like I'll maybe do it in Microsoft Word and copy that and paste it in here, and I would put it in kind of this format. Now what I would do when I paste is I would generally use this this little button right here. This is paste as plain text, and I would click it. It'll ask me if that's what I want to do, and I'm going to say yes. And then your paste function is Control V. So you're not going to do right-click paste or paste as plain text like you would in a other applications like a word processing document. But in this case, I'm just going to do highlight that and Control and then V on your keyboard. Make sure you keep that Control button down, but Control V and it will copy in your text. Now, I can do a couple of different things in here. Maybe I want to add a picture. So up here, I'm just going to go to Add Image. It's going to pull the file manager. Most of you are already familiar with the file manager by now. And I'm just going to grab whatever picture it is that I like. I'll left click. I'm going to select Choose. Now there are my pictures in here. Now I don't want my picture to sit in here like this next to the text. I want it to look better than that. So I click on the picture. And notice when I do that, this little tree shows up. It highlights here. See that? And I'm just going to click on that little tree. Notice it shows me the picture and the link, and you might want to change the image description here to be a little more specific about what that image is. We're not going to do that for this sake, but I do recommend that you do that, and that's just good search engine optimization practice. It tells the search engine what's in the picture. But I want you to click on the middle tab that's Appearance, and we're going to change the alignment and where this picture's set. So I'm going to tell it to go to the right. Notice here again, this is showing how the picture sits relative to the text. I'm going to tell it to go right. Now, I could change the size of the picture and I can make the picture smaller. I never recommend making it bigger because if you do, it'll pixelize it and it won't look clear. But you could make it smaller if you wanted to. As long as this box is checked, it'll automatically keep this in ratio. So just kind of know that. I usually add about 10 pixels on each side. You'll notice what that does is give it some padding around the image from the text so the text doesn't sit right on top of the picture. And I'm going to click Update. So there it is. Another thing you could do if you want to use a video in here, maybe you have YouTube. You could use this little guy right here. It looks like a film strip. You just click it, and you just paste the link of the YouTube video in here, and it'll put it in. Again, you'll do the same thing as the picture. You could change the picture size. I usually make those around 300 pixels wide. Again, as long as that's checked, it'll keep it in ratio on the height automatically. So I might put 300 when I put the link in there. And I might tell it to sit different on the page. I might align it to the right, and I definitely would put a little space both vertically, that's what the V means, and H is horizontal. And that's it. And then just insert it. And it'll be there. Again, if you have played with Concrete 5 at all, you know that this is your bold, italics, underline, your left, center, right, justify margins, bullets, numbers. You should have already seen this. There's another video that we have that on our website that shows how to use those features when you're building out a page on your website. But a blog is obviously a little different in terms of how you add an article. So what I might do now is I'd sometimes just copy. Control C is copy, and then put that back into the title, Control V. Author, if you have more than one person contributing to your blog on your website, then they ought to have a login, and those logins have users, and you can just select which person you want that to be. And then the thumbnail image. I generally use the same image that I used in the body, but you don't have to do that. There's no right or wrong practice. And the description, I will usually just use the first sentence. Control C and Control V. Now, there's your blog article. That's done. A couple of other things you can do here. If your website is set up to have tags and blog categories, which this site is not, it's not necessarily needed, at least not at this time. Then you would put the tags and the categories in here. You'd always, always, always want to tell it to exclude from the navigation. In other words, at the top of the website, I don't want a drop-down menu for this article. At some point in the future, if you've got 25, 100, 200 blog articles, you don't want all those drop-downs. It's just not going to work if it's for a smartphone, and it's surely not going to work on any other browser. So yes, we want to exclude it. Yes, we want the scrape. And then go over to the meta, and sometimes I will use the same name for the meta title. That's a big deal to a search engine. We want to strip out. See, like up here right now, it'll say Surtec Gels, car engine repair. Well, I don't need that in there up in here, so I want to change that title to the blog article title. So again, I might just, whatever that title is, I would just go back over here to meta and paste it. Now I'm done, so I can add my blog post down here. Give that just a second, and there it is. So welcome to our blog. Today's May 30th. So if I want to see what the blog looks like, I will sometimes just mouse over and right-click and then tell it to open link in a new tab, and I can see there's what it looks like. So our blog article is in here. And if I go to the blog page, you will see there it is. Now notice that the title is why that single line was important at the top, and the description goes right here. So that's all there is to adding a blog on your website. I hope it all makes sense, and happy blogging.